In this position, Paul Morphy sacrificed the Welcome everyone. Today we are going to be looking at one of the most famous chess games ever played. The game is titled the Opera Game, and it was played in a Paris opera house in 1858. This game featured the attacking genius, Paul Morphy, against two noblemen, Duke Karl and Count Isouard. This game is still famous, brilliant, and instructive over 150 years after it was played. There are many great lessons in this game, and I hope that you can learn something. Quickly, before we start, please like and subscribe, and I have created very in-depth annotations of this game for you to check out after watching this video. Link in the description. Now, Paul Morphy had the white pieces, and the game began with e4, the king's pawn opening. White opens up the bishop and the queen and takes control of the center. Black does the same, and then white develops the knight and attacks the pawn. In chess, during the beginning phase of the game, known as the opening, you have to develop pieces and control the center. So far, we have seen both of these things in this game. Black defends the pawn, and then white takes more space in the center with the move d4. Instead of taking the pawn, black plays bishop g4 and pins the knight. In chess, a pin is when a piece cannot move without exposing a more valuable piece. In this case, if white moves the knight, he will lose the queen. White takes the pawn, and black, before taking the pawn back, decides to take white's knight. Morphy takes back with his queen and not the pawn. If he takes with the pawn, he will get doubled pawns. Usually, doubled pawns are quite bad as pawns next to each other can defend each other, whereas doubled pawns cannot defend each other. Black takes back and the material is equal. Morphy now develops his bishop and threatens to take on f7 with the queen, leading to a checkmate. Black develops the knight and blocks the queen from seeing the f7 pawn. Morphy now moves his queen to attack both the f7 pawn and the b7 pawn. Two pawns are being attacked, and therefore this is called a double attack. Black moves his queen to defend one of his pawns. White develops his knight to protect the central pawn and may want to move the knight to d5 to attack the queen. Black now plays c6 to prevent knight d5. This is called a prophylactic move. A prophylactic move is a move which stops your opponent's plan or deals with an upcoming threat before it has been made. White develops the bishop and pins the knight to the queen. Black now pushes his pawn and attacks the bishop. Pause the video and guess the first brilliant move of this game. In this position, Paul Morphy sacrificed the knight. In chess, the two most important things are material and king safety, and so Paul Morphy sacrificed material for an attack against the king. Black takes the knight and white recaptures with the bishop attacking the black king. The black king is now in check, so he has to move out the way or block the check. White now long castles, bringing the rook into the game and attacking the pinned knight. Black defends the knight and Paul Morphy just takes the knight. Black recaptures, and now the rook is pinned and can't move as the black king will then perish. White now brings his rook to attack black's rook. You should try and attack pinned pieces as they cannot easily move out of the danger. Black gets out of the one pin and wants to trade queens, but here, Morphy plans something spectacular. He first took the rook, and after knight takes, pause the video to spot the absolute brilliancy that Morphy played. In this position, Paul Morphy sacrificed the queen. Black must now take the queen, and then Morphy slid the rook all the way down the board to deliver a checkmate. The black king cannot go anywhere, and the rook cannot be taken as it is protected by the bishop. The game is over with white being victorious. I hope you enjoyed this video, and check the description for further analysis and other links. Now go promote some pawns.